Hello everybody, Realm Builder Guy here, and welcome back to the channel, and some more of the life of now King Richard the Lionheart, King of Brittany, and maybe soon King of England? Well, I decided in between recordings to deal with some of the little matters of ransom and prisoners, what to do with them. I decided there were a few older ones, a couple I just released because there was really nothing to gain from it, a couple I executed, gained the dread, and there was nothing lost by it. All the other ones that were part of the rebellion, I just ransomed. We got a ton of cash for that, which is obviously very important for our coffers as we continue to advance through the life of Richard. Now, the next great one, the next great thing that we want to accomplish, of course, is become king of a unified England, and it would be quite the giant England. Of course, we have that murder scheme going on right now to achieve said goal. So, Caesar's triumph. While studying the tactics of ancient generals, I was amused to learn about Julius Caesar's exploits during his conquest of Gaul. During a siege of Alesia, Caesar determined that direct assault on a well-fortified city would be too costly. He instead ordered his army build his own fortress, which surrounded the entire city, trapping the enemy garrison inside to starve while simultaneously preventing reinforcements from outside. A little ingenuity goes a long way in the siege. So gain military engineer. What that does, siege phase time down 30%. Caesar took a risk with that plan, but it paid off. So gain reckless. That helps. No, we're going to go with the military engineer trait. I think that will definitely benefit Richard in the long run. Looks like we've got a little vassal conflict going on there. I'm not overly concerned with right here. We can negotiate. So we need a guardian for George, of course, because our wife was the guardian and she passed away. But now Queen Agnes, our new wife, she will be his guardian. We can renegotiate our alliance with Count Henri. We will do that. Secret exposed. Another affair. This persecution is not right. And again, a child that just seems to be kind of the standard affair here in the 12th century. So, my dear uncle, I am honored at your request. I would be glad to be your ally. So, Count Henri of the Champagne is now our ally. Cousin has been taken prisoner. Let's take a look at our intrigue. Got less than 9 months left on this one, and Queen Agnes is pregnant. What can we invite? We can try to convince people. They would refuse. Success chance. Acceptance. Otto Welf. Nephew. I mean, can be convinced to join. But do we really want to? Adds 20 power. Success chance 20. I mean, we can add some of these people to it, but we've got a 95% chance. Really, there's no need to push our luck there. So it's just a matter of weighting it down a little bit. We could create some titles. We could create the Duchy of Anjou. So if we would create the title, it would cost us 300 prestige. Or we gain 300 prestige, it costs 200 gold. I don't know if there's really any need for that. It is de jure part of the Kingdom of France. So there could be some strategy involved there. Murder en route. When the time comes, my agents will need safe escape route out of Queen Isabella's castle should anything go wrong. A detailed map of the local farmlands with all its hidden paths and caves would be an invaluable resource. Pay a hunter from London to draw a map. Cost 50 gold. 51% is discreet, 48% brags. Explore it yourself. 60% chance that we mapped it, 30% that we gain stress, 10% stress, and we become ill. 10% chance. I don't like the idea that it's a 50-50 shot. So tattletale, so secrecy down 20%. We're going to try to explore this ourselves. And we gained 15 stress, but not ill. So, but it hasn't been exposed. That's the key thing. I mean, paying someone who's a braggart isn't really what we want to do. So Philip comes of age. For the longest time, I was hoping that good tutelage would be enough to teach Philip the intricacies of careful planning. All efforts have come to naught. That's always kind of the standard line here. It's always parents are always disappointed in their kids in Crusader Kings 3. That's just kind of the standard line. So Philip de Cognac can marry, can transfer Viscountess Beatrice of Marzan to Duke Hugh of Gascogne. This ruler is a powerful vassal. It would help us to just kind of keep him in line with us. He really likes us, but there's nothing wrong with doing that. All right, we need to find him a wife. So we have the Dauphinate of Bourbon, the Count female Dauphine Mahot. I mean, basically, one we went to war with. Let's take a look here at some alliance powers. Give me a moment. I've decided to go with Gertrude of Nestle. It doesn't really help us in terms of alliances. There weren't really any good ones, but she is of the same age, which is a key one. There was a decent one we could have done, but she would have been 20 years older, and we definitely want and need heirs down the line eventually. Now, of course, the goal for this series is that it is just documenting the life of Richard Plantagenet. However, depending on how things go, I could be convinced to continue this, kind of leading us up to royal court, but I'm more inclined to just say when Richard dies, this is over. Mercy for the mercenaries. The bustling of an inn, a fine cider, a calm evening after a long day of training. My tankard is knocked out of my hand by a mercenary reeling from a blow. All hope of relaxation drains away into the floor along with my cider. Please, my lord, the innkeeper begs. William's thugs have been drinking me dry without paying for days. Their fighting is scaring the staff and guests. I will pay for your drink if you leave at once. Pay 185. And gain generosity to mercenaries, so mercenary hire cost drops. Soldiers, throw them out. So the Earldom of Dublin gains expunged bandits. Popular opinion goes up. They're too drunk to be a real threat. This will be quicker. So expunge, you gain respected by mercenaries. Come on. Click in, so higher cost down by 20%. We are going to do that instead. Half-brother has been released from prison. Fantastic. My daughter. I have a new daughter, Cecilia. That is a very, very nice name. May you grow to be strong and wise, my daughter. And I apologize for my voice. I'm still dealing with a bit of a head cold, but, you know, so be it. Just got a truck on. I hereby invite you to a feast at my court, Vetandur. Yeah, we'll go to the Viscount. It will be my pleasure. A warm welcome. Every guest is gathered in the great hall, and our gracious host, Viscount Ebli, has welcomed us all to the feast. I look forward to this. Heavenly delights. Ah, what kind of meat is this? So rich in flavor. What are these vegetables? Almost sweet. Oh, and these wonderful little desserts. This feast has some of the best food I have ever tasted. Delightful. Stress goes down by 20. You gain life reaffirmed for 5 years. So we get a medium health boost and stress gain minus 50%. That's really nice. Hidden meaning. The other guests are laughing and chattering in the noisy hall, making it hard to focus on the gruel in front of me. I draw lines and engagements in the greasy sludge as I think of ways to counter various battle plans. If the cavalry was to charge down the flank, it seems like it might work on a real battlefield. So we gain for 5 years cavalry inside, so light cavalry damage plus 15% and toughness plus 15%. Huh. To think that a bowl of gruel could help expand your undertaking of martial lifestyle. Returning home. What a feast! I'll remember the days spent in Viscount Ible's hall for a long time to come. Now it is time to wash off the traces of merriment and wine, and once more resume my duties as a lord of the realm. Farewell, my steward. And opinions are bumped, and stress reduce a further 20. Stress, of course, being very, very, very important in this game. And I've even done a guide to that you can look for in my guide playlist here. And if you don't mind to hit the like button if you're enjoying this series and this video. Ooh, we've got a very nice one here. We can recruit this guy to court. 95 gold, 50 opinion for 30 prowess. That would be an excellent knight to recruit. Very good. We still have some more money. We could recruit another good knight in William. He's also a decent steward. So William will cost us 20 gold. So we will absolutely do that. Ooh, barely used trail. Duchess Denise is preparing a special trip for young Queen Isabella. The child trusts she will be brought on an enjoyable day in the forest. Isabella will unfortunately get lost and be impossible to find before nightfall. Oh, she was too young. A child lost in the forest? It happens tragically often. 95% chance she is killed, 5% chance the scheme is discovered. Let's see what happens. Queen Isabella is dead. The search went long into the night before it was called off and reconvened at dawn. It was only then that the body was found, bloodied, mangled, and torn after an attack by some vicious, hungry beast. Ugh. At least I hope it was a beast doing. Thankfully, everyone agrees it's a terrible tragedy. My involvement in the existence of any scheme remains unknown. And they say children are the future. Get a little bit of stress. Just teensy-weensy little bit. So now the Kingdom of Brittany. It's basically England has become Brittany. So we are above vassal limit. We are above the domain limit. We've got a war we inherited. War for Matilda. So we've got a war that got inherited. We'll take a close look at that. Too many held duchies. And we can create some titles. Look at all these duchies we can create. But we have the... you can see the title, Kingdom of Brittany and Kingdom of England. So, very, very nice. So we can make that our primary one, and we will, because that's what we want. And they're a major first achievement that I wanted to achieve in the life of Richard the Lionheart has now been achieved, and that is to become the King of England. Let's take a look here. We've got some wars going on here. Eventually, we will move our capital to London, but not right now. So we're going to go to our military. We are going to raise all of our forces right here in our capital, and we will move them up north to our new home. We became culture head of the English culture, and we will deal with that in a moment. We can also call some allies. We have too many held duchies. We'll deal with that in a minute. Get rid of that. Oh, what are we? We are first in line to get the Kingdom of Navarre as well. Interesting. Allies we can call to war. I think getting Scotland involved makes strategic sense. I could bring in France, but I don't really see the French launching their ships across the channel to help out. So we're going to move this army, and we are going to move them up here to Norfolk. We have these troops here. We're going to put those in one, or Suffolk, sorry. Did I say Norfolk? These guys are heading up north to land in Suffolk. Don't know why I said Norfolk. I apologize. I, of course, meant Suffolk. We'll see if we can bring all of our troops together. But Scotland will join us. Beyond all doubt, my half-brother Prince William has been named as the real father of another unborn child of Sibylla. For real, man. Chill. Alright, so we've got some allied forces coming in here. And then here we've got this enemy force there. Once we have our unified army, we will move in to strike. In the meantime, though, I think domain limits. The Earldom of Touraine, the Earldom of Maine. I think we've got a few. The Earldom of Cornwall. We will grant that to William of Northall, our knight. And we'll send that to him. We're still well above. So let's see. What other earldoms can we suss out? Lancashire. I mean, some of our English holdings, I think, would be good. Another knight, Thomas de Gaunt. We will reward him for his service. And what other earldoms do we have here as well? The Earldom of Dublin. Dublin. We will grant Dublin to Prince Philip, my son. He will be the Earl of Dublin as well. We've got one more here. And let's see, what else do we have? Le Marche, Middlesex. And we will grant that earldom to... who can we grant that? Does anybody like us in particular that we could bump up here? Not seeing anybody really pop. Hugh. Ah, yes. We will make you landed. So, Hugh, you have gone from a simple folk to that. And above the vassal limit. So we'll deal with that at a later time. Not going to worry about that. We can transfer this earl, so that already helps out a little bit there. And we've got titles, powerful vassals that expect council positions. Oh, I'm not gonna worry about that. We have too many held duchies, so the petty kingdom of Cornwall. We will grant that title to Earl David, Prince Bishop, the Duke. Can we go? Cheshire, the Earl of Cheshire. We will do that. Lancaster. We will grant the title of Lancaster to Prince William, our half-brother. Do I trust him? Not really. Earl of Sussex, Earl William of Westmoreland. Doesn't really like us. Desmond. Countess Isabel of Gloucestershire. Earl Hugh of Hampshire. It's 12. This will definitely help there. 60 opinion. So we are 6 above. So we'll still have to figure that out. We don't have too many duchies at this point, so there's still some transferring we need to do there, but that is not of primary concern to us right now. So we're going to wait for our army to unite here, and then our field campaign to try to win this war will commence. Our troops have arrived, and we will now unify those troops, of course, under King Richard himself. And we will move out here to Leicestershire. Oh, a new martial perk we can unlock. And Overseer. So the trait of Overseer, we get a Martial +2, Stewardship +2, and Control Growth +50%. And we are now an Overseer. Let's move out this way. Kind of support our Scottish allies. We're in an engagement there. Can we get there in time? Don't think we'll be able to make it in time. But if they can hold them at least long enough, we can maybe get engaged with them. I'd like to destroy that army, but we're not going to get there. So instead, let's head down here and Leicestershire and just start knocking these down a little bit by bit, kind of like we dealt with the rebels down in France. All right, so Leicester is now under our control. We're going to send these guys down this way, start breaking up. You inherited the Duchy of Gascony and one other title from Duke Hugh of Gascony. Okay, faction targeting you has disbanded. So that is done. I would very much like to take these guys in a battle. if possible. If we could somehow become engaged with them, that would be big. Okay, they're going to sit there. Probably going to get some defensive bonuses. Yeah. We are now engaged in battle, and our Scottish allies are going to come. It's going to be tight, but is swinging in our favor, and now the Scots have joined, and victory is ours. Gained a level of fame, enemy combatants captured, and we can now continue on here. Glory is widely known. Perfect. So we'll continue. We'll siege down that fortress and just slowly but surely work our way through besieging them. Now, we do have people over here in Ireland as well that we have to deal with, but it's not a main concern. We'll go down them here. I mean, just one after another, do our best, and kind of go from there. So the Earl of Dorset is the main antagonist in all of this. So once we've won this siege here in Brecknock, which we will hear shortly, we're going to head south to Dorset. We've got an enemy force right here. We're going to take them along the way. So now let's move these troops and head down here to engage with them as soon as possible. We gained the trait ill. King or peasant, high or low, it does not matter. In the end, we are all mortals. I was reminded of this as I woke coughing the early morning hours, a dull ache pounding through my head and throat. You seem to be under the weather, my lord. I know a fair number of suitable remedies. Do no more than it is too late for caution. Do no more than is necessary. We have a very good physician. She is a renowned physician. So disease resistance, huge boost. So we're gonna take no caution, balance humors. Mary handed me a plate with a gray powdery substance on it. Apparently, it consisted of ground up scabs even, from a person's estate worse than mine. Mary showed no indication of choking as she told me to lean in and inhale as much as I could. Ugh. The treatment was almost as unpleasant as my symptoms, yet it seemed to have been effective. While I'm not fully cured, I feel much better. You gain greatly reduced disease symptoms for a year, so a massive boost to health. Fantastic. I quite like being diseased while leading an army in an inherited war. Now we're going to see if we can take that army of Dorset in the field. They're not going to engage with us in the field. Will they engage here? You will probably win. So let's take a look here at the battle. Battle of Newbury. It is slowly swinging in our favor, and now it's going to go quicker in our favor. And we lost the trait ill. I'm my old self. Fantastic. Perfect. All right, now back to battle here. As King Richard leads his army in victory. We captured some enemy combatants. And now we will head south here to Dorset. Prince William might join the war for Matilda's claim on kingdom as England is an enemy. Okay. I know this is a supply limit thing, but I want the secret exposed. Another one of those. Yes, we know. Sinful acts come at a cost. The church already hates us, so I'm not overly concerned with that. All right, so we've got 6 months here at the Siege of Wareham. They have a siege going on here. 11 months. So we will be done with this siege before them. And the Queen is pregnant. But if we can take Dorset, which is the faction leader in this war, that would already make a big difference. I'm trying to look and see where my Scottish allies are. Don't see them anywhere on the map. But we've got the power to kind of do it ourselves. 17,000, King of Scotland. Well, this is the only war he's in. I wonder, is he in the troop? No. Interesting. Well, we're going to win this siege, and then we're going to head out here and take that Dorset army out on the peninsula there. Out in Cornwall. Alright, so that siege is won. We're going to move here. No, let's move out this way. We could be able to take them. We've got a small engagement here in the woods. They're buying time. That's about it. So now we're going to head down here again, further into Cornwall. The opponent is starving. Will we get to them before they leave? Yes. This small engagement, at least. And now they are trying to head out. So we won that. And now they're moving up the coast. Can we get to them before they board their ships? Maybe have a decisive victory here in Cornwall. We will be able to get there first. And it is actually Earl William of Dorset leading this army. And can we get a major victory against our enemy here? Almost. Almost. We're at 90% war score, so we're almost there. So what we could do is just continue sieging down the rest of Dorset. So we're going to head over here to Somerset, and we're just going to siege down more of his territory and go from there. We have a son, Henry. I think Henry is a great name to honor our father, with whom we did go to war at one point. But so be it. Let's take a quick look here at Richard himself. He's 42 now. He's in fine health. I love the dynamic background pictures we have here. Cradled by sickness, all babies cry, but with little Henry, there is no end to the tears. I desperately want the midwife to ease my worries, but her furrowed brow makes everything worse. The little lord is not gaining weight as he should. We will take good care of him, my lord, but in the end, his life is in God's hands. Commander promoted. My Marshal Baron Maurice has been showing off a promising new recruit. He may not be of noble stock as you, my liege, but on my name, I swear that Peter is someone you would want at your side. Peter Mile. Club-footed, but logistician, good marshal. Very well, Peter shall serve me. And now we are besieging the fort, Siege of Bath, here in Somerset. In 5 months, Bath will be ours. We are suffering a little bit here from attrition. Renewed Jihad. The House of Islam is under grave threat from the onslaught of heathens and infidels in its very heartlands. In response, His Magnificence Caliph al-Nasir has declared that an era of renewed jihad is upon the world. The core regions of the Dar al-Islam must be retaken at all costs. All righteous Muslim faithful should prepare to join the ranks of the Mujahideen for the upcoming struggles. St. George, protect us. To the Eremitic King Richard. I have been corresponding with your Chancellor, Mayor Roger, and it has been shameful diplomatic display. Oh, great. So the Petty King of Connacht doesn't like us much anymore. We've got a new martial lifestyle perk we can unlock, but first we're going to end the Siege of Bath, and there is 100% war score. We will enforce the demands, and so be it. We will disband our army, and there is peace in England once more. So it's now April of 1200 AD. Got a new perk we can go, and Strategist or Gallant. So we can go down the Gallant route, or the Strategist route, which Casus Belli cost goes down by 50%. Strategist, at the end of the day, this trait gives you a bump in diplomacy and martial, and enemy fatal casualties up 25%, crosses water without advantage penalties there. We can go Gallant, the final trait. Martial and prowess go up, prestige goes up, and attraction opinion goes up. I do like the strategist route Stalwart leader, also not bad. Courtship, chivalric, never back down. Kingsguard, peacemaker. We are going to go with Bello Justum and go down the strategist route to start with. A call to war. I call on you to honor our alliance to join me in a Hanoverian war for Heinrich Welf's claim on the county of Dassel. Decline, loses 350 fame. I mean, we'll accept. We also now have a ton, like a lot of prisoners to deal with again. But I will not do that today. And in this episode, I think this has gone on long enough. But the key thing is Richard is now King of England. And we'll see how we can maybe expand England and maybe conquer all of Wales, look at Ireland as well. Then look at the pesky Norwegians north of Scotland. In the meantime, keeping an eye on our holdings in France, of course, very, very important, and waiting for that crusade. So one of the first major things I wanted to achieve in becoming King of England has been achieved. So if you enjoyed this episode, please don't forget to hit that like button. Until next time, I am Realm Builder Guy, and I will talk to you soon. Bye.